Hey, it's Jason Creel. Wanted to talk to you about credit cards for your business. Now, I know I've had people say this, and I'm sure you have your reasons, but some people say, I only deal in cash. You pay me cash and that's it. And I had a comment the other day, and that's fine. I mean, I don't care how people run their business, but let me talk to you about why you should at least consider credit cards. Because when I started my first business, I didn't accept credit cards. I didn't have a way to. It wasn't I was opposed to it. I just hadn't thought about that, and people would, mail me a check. I'd bill at the end of the month. Well, now I take credit cards, and probably about 50% of my income comes through the form of credit cards. Now, if you're anti-credit cards, you may be saying this: don't you get charged a fee every time somebody pays with a credit card? Yes, you do. So I think it's just under 3%. I'm not sure exactly, but 2 point something percent per transaction. So I don't like giving away 2 point something percent of the money, but understand this, and this is something I've sort of had to come to understand, is that time is money. I do believe that you only have so many hours in the day, and when you receive a check, okay, cash is obviously easy, but if you receive a check, then for me, if they mail a check, it goes to my P.O. box. I go by the P.O. box, get the checks, open the envelopes, throw the envelopes in the garbage, take the checks, record it in my software, and then take the checks, stamp them on the back, take them to the bank, and deposit them. Okay, that's time and multiple steps involved in that. When I receive a credit card payment, people, they get their invoice on the door just like the ones who mail a check. They go online, pay with a credit card. I don't have their credit card information. I don't do anything. They enter the credit card. I get an email saying that I've received a credit card payment, and like 2 business days later, it's in my bank. So nothing involved. I don't have to go record it in the software. I'm using Yardbook. It has a built-in credit card processor, which has worked fantastic for me. So I can either email them the invoice, and there's a link where they pay with a credit card, or on the invoice it shows where they can look up their invoice on a link, or they can go to my website, and I have a built-in thing where it says pay my bill, and they go in there and they can look up their invoice by their email address or the invoice number, and they pay with a credit card. Or I can store a credit card on file and charge it. I have people that want me to do that. There's a lot of different ways, but what I have found is another thing, Yardbook has a feature on there where you can add a tip on there, and you'd be surprised at the number of tips I get. And so, do the tips make up for the credit card fees? Probably not, but they do help offset it to some degree. And so I think reasons to consider using a credit card processor and how to do it. So, like I said, I use Yardbook. Other softwares probably have a built-in credit card processor, and that as far as how to do it, that's an easy way. You can also, if you've seen the little Square card readers, those are handy. Square makes one. PayPal Here is another card reader that plugs right into your smartphone. I've used the PayPal Here version. It works great. So you can actually swipe a physical credit card that way. You can, get another third-party credit card processor, but like I said, for me, it's just easier to use the one that's built into Yardbook. And as far as why to do it, I have young customers, and they tell me they don't write checks anymore. They say I don't write checks. So it's basically credit card or nothing. So you got to understand that as the younger generation, some of they're moving away from checks. They're just used to having a debit card or credit card, and so you may actually lose some customers by not having the ability to accept credit cards. So. Of course, I still accept checks. I mean, that's part of it, and I certainly don't mind the checks and the process of recording and taking to the bank. All that's part of it too. But for me, the convenience of the credit card, from my standpoint, meaning I don't have to take the checks to the bank, record it. It just ends up in my bank. Is it's just about worth the 2 point whatever percent I'm paying. So anyway, I would encourage you to at least look into credit card. you know, you can sign up, like I said, for Square Reader or PayPal here, or you can, if you want to sign up for a free Yardbook account, you can do that, or some other lawn care software that accepts credit cards. But it has been a good thing for my business, so it's something I would at least ask you to consider. Thanks.